It is 5:30, so I guess we'll go ahead and get started if everyone is ready. Welcome everyone to this public meeting about Lake Drive construction. We're really excited for the improvements coming to Lake Drive. As some of you know, many of you may be wondering, why we are doing maintenance work on Lake Drive, and we do have two primary maintenance programs. Of course, we have our Level Up program, which
Daniel, I think you're somewhat breaking there.
from the worst street. The maintenance project is bond here. Can you? Is that better? So this project here today, bond funded, is really to keep our good streets good, especially our major thoroughfare. So we've done work on 2nd Street and 4th Street. We've done work on Mallard. We've done work on a variety of streets throughout the city. And so this is really the next step in that process. We just are finishing up with T.H. Johnson, and Lake Drive is next. Turn it over to, or actually also introduce Jared Kingery. He's on the line. He's also in our communications division. I myself am the communications director. So I'll turn it over to Prad, who is with HDR and is overseeing this project. Hey, Brad, are you there? Can you hear?
Brad, you're muted.
Looks like you're muted.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Prad Shrestha. I'm a construction engineer with SDR working for City of Taylor. Welcome, everybody. This is part of the 2024 street maintenance project, and we are talking specifically for the improvements for Lake Drive. Can you go next slide, Jared? The project team for this project is, of course, this is a City of Taylor project. Jim Gray is the Director of Public Works. Daniel Seguin, who you just heard from, is the Communication Director. City has SDR as the consultants, engineering consultants. Kevin Mars is the design engineer. Myself, Brad Shrestha, the construction engineer. And James Udall, who is online as well. He's the project inspector for this project. Texas Road is the general contractor for the project. Valentin Gomez, the project manager, and Manny Gonzalez, the superintendent. Next slide. So, as part of this agenda for the presentations, we're going to have a general project overview of the project and what to expect during construction. We'll go through the construction schedule and some of the frequently asked questions. And for any questions in the future, how to get connected to the project. So we'll go through that as well. Next slide. Kevin, I'm going to turn it to you for the project overview.
Thanks, Prad. As Prad said, I'm the design engineer with HDR. If you have questions as we go, please type those into the chat. I think you're all muted, but if you have a question, type it and then we'll read it at the end and try to get it answered. So as Daniel mentioned, this is a Taylor Streets project funded by the 2024 infrastructure bond. There's 4 streets that are part of this project. The first is Bill Pickett Trail. It just has some striping work on it. T.H. Johnson Drive is currently under construction. It has resurfacing and striping. Lake Drive is next one to go. It has resurfacing and striping, and we'll get more into that in this presentation. And then Mallard Lane will have some restriping as well. Next slide. The benefits of this project, as Daniel mentioned, are to maintain the road, keep it good. We're providing new pavement and refreshing the striping. We're going to be adding a center line. And we'll also be improving curb ramps, replacing some outdated curb ramps, and improving a small section of sidewalk. Next slide. These are the project limits. Brad will get into the construction specifics later, but as you can see, it's split into two different types of work. The first is microsurfacing, which is more of a surface level treatment. That's in the blue segments. So from Carlos G. Parker to Old Georgetown Road is microsurfacing, and from Castlewood Court in the middle of the street to Davis Street is also microsurfacing. Full depth reclamation is a little bit deeper reclamation. There'll be some more digging. That is occurring in the orange sections from Old Georgetown Road to Castlewood Court and from Davis Street to Main Street near the park. There's also one section of sewer line construction that will be added during this construction so we can do it while the street is already torn up. It'll be used for a future sewer line tie-in. Next slide. This is what the roadway will look like after completion. It's the same width. We're staying within the existing pavement. We're just replacing the asphalt and improving the substructure of the road. The curb and gutters will stay the same for the most part, although there is some work on some limited sections of curb and gutters, so you'll see that along the road. This is looking east from Mill Street. As you can see, we'll add in a yellow center line as we complete the project. The width is the same, it's just the center line will just be right down the middle of the road. Next slide. This is a view looking east from Castlewood Court toward North Drive, right in the middle of the project. And as you can see, you can just see the center line in there as well. Next slide. Okay, I will pass it back to Pratt and he'll get a little bit more in depth into the construction sequencing and explanation.
Thank you, Kevin. Once again, my name is Prad Shrestha. I'm a construction engineer with SDR, working for City of Taylor. So I'll go over the construction schedule, go over briefly what construction activities would look like, and some frequently asked questions for construction of this kind. As Kevin mentioned earlier, as part of the pavement rehab of the Lake Drive project, there are two sections of Lake Drive that will go microsurfacing, and other two will get full depth reclamation. So as you can see on the slide, from Carlos G. Parker to Old Georgetown and Castlewood Court to Davis Street are going to get microsurfacing, and then Old Georgetown to Castlewood and then Davis to the Main will get full depth reclamation. So as far as the scheduled reconstruction work on Lake Drive is starting next week. In fact, contractor have started mobilizing the equipment this week already. So they're going to start from the west end, reclamation from Old Georgetown to Castlewood, and then they come towards east. And then reclamation from Old Georgetown to Castlewood starting next week, approximately for 2 weeks through August 1st, and then from Davis to Main thereafter from August 4th to August 15th. So as soon as that's completed, the hot mix placement as the surface course for this reclaimed areas is going to occur on the week of August 18th. The microsurfacing for these two sections is going to be towards the end of August. Next slide, Jared. All right. So major sequence of construction activities include reclamation of existing pavement, microsurfacing, as well as miscellaneous improvements, such as Kevin mentioned earlier, also curbs and curb and gutters, sidewalks, driveways, guardrails in a couple of areas, as well as a sewer line improvement for the future improvement just west of Sloan. As again, Kevin kind of showed on the previous graphics. So contractor will start from the west end of Carlos G. Parker going east. The reclamation of the existing pavement is going to consist of cement treatment of the reclaimed pavement materials to prepare the new base, place the prime coat on the treated base, and pave the surface course with 2.5 inches of hot mix asphalt. And the microsurfacing is basically a laying a mixture of dense graded aggregate, asphalt emulsion, water and polymer additives. But I'll go through some of the pictures here. So what you see on the screen right now is a reclaimer machine which pulverizes the existing asphalt and pavement base. Basically, it breaks the pavement section into small pieces and makes it ready for cement to be mixed with water to make it more durable foundation for pavement. Next slide. So these pictures are basically showing the pulverized cement treated materials is being processed and compacted in place. Next slide. So after the cement treated base is being prepared, invert prime, what we call invert prime for this kind of situations is being placed. Invert prime is placed by spreading the asphalt emulsion oil and placing crushed rock pea gravel size, what we call the grade 5 rocks, and rolled over to keep the rocks in place. When this is completed, it is ready to receive the hot mix asphalt surface course. Now this is an all-weather driving surface. So this surface may be left open for a couple of weeks prior to placement of hot mix asphalt surface course. Next slide. So these pictures are showing the placement of final hot mix surface course. Next slide. So here are the couple of pictures showing the placement operation of microsurfacing. So previously I was talking about the full depth reclamations and the placement of the final hot mix surface course. So these two pictures are basically showing the operation of the microsurfacing. It involves applying a thin layer of mixture containing asphalt emulsion, fine aggregate, water and polymer additives to the existing pavement surface. So this treatment helps to improve the skid resistance and seal the minor cracks, restrict moisture intrusion, and restore a uniform appearance. Once placed, the microsurfacing typically cures in 1 to 2 hours and ready to open for traffic then. So it's a pretty quick operation. Next slide. So I'd like to go through some of the frequently asked questions on a project like this in a neighborhood. For this project, contractors' hours is from Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., or as approved by the city. Now, access to Lake Drive will remain open to local traffic at all time. Now, there are going to be lane closures, but not shutdown of the Lake Drive at any time. Driveways access will be also maintained. So there will always be access to the driveways, to all the driveways. Next slide. Now, access will be also maintained for trash pickup, mail deliveries, and special deliveries. Trash carts may be placed in their normal locations. Sometimes if the trash carts needs to be moved around a little bit during construction, the contractor folks will help that. But as far as the homeowners, that they can place their trash pickup at their normal locations. Street parking, please avoid parking on the street during construction. This helps the contractor a lot. Now, dust control, water trucks will be used during construction to minimize dust. Now, since this project will involve some cement placement, especially in the reclamation area, now sometimes the wind will exacerbate the situation, but contractor will do the best they can do to minimize it as much as possible. I suggest the residents and drivers keep an eye on construction activity and avoid being close to the active construction work area as much as possible. The other aspect on Lake Drive is also tree trimming, right? So there are lots of trees along Lake Drive. So tree branches will be trimmed as necessary within the project right of way for construction equipment clearance. But again, this is something that, that the contractor, um, depending on how high the branches are, they will, some of the branches may need to be trimmed and they will be trimmed again for the for the construction equipment clearance. Next slide. Now traffic control. So no closure of Lake Drive anticipated at this point. Localized lanes may be closed for construction, and flaggers will be used as necessary to maneuver the traffic. This is during construction and outside construction at the end of the day. Normal traffic flow during non-work hours will be in place. I do want to add here that if due to unforeseen site conditions, if it becomes necessary to shut down the traffic, shut down the road, a traffic detour will be in place. But at this point, we do not see the shutdown of Lake Drive at any time. Construction workers during construction, please remember to look for workers and construction equipment and be safe. We thank you in advance for your cooperation and patience while our work to improve your street. And with that, I think I'll pass it on to Kevin. Kevin?
Thanks, Brad. Next slide. All right. So if you have any questions, please type them in the chat now. I'll wait a couple minutes and see if any come through. I don't see any currently. In the meantime, go to the next slide and I'll talk through contact information. All right. So yeah, after this presentation, if you still have a question that you don't get answered today, or if anything comes up, you can call Prad, who is a construction engineer. His number is here. You can also email him at the email address there. And if you have a general question about the project, you can email the Taylor Communications Office, and that'll go to Daniel and Jared. Their email is communications@taylortexas.gov. And I believe, Daniel, this will be posted, the video will be posted, and will the slides also be posted online?
Sorry about that. Yes, the slides and the recording will be posted on our website as well in the news section on the homepage.
Okay. I see someone typing, so I guess we'll give it a couple more minutes. Other than that, Daniel, did you have anything you wanted to say?
No, I think that was good. I'm going to reiterate what Prad said, that the dust at times, if the wind's blowing, can be a challenge for residents next to construction. So just want to encourage folks that if you don't have a car wash that you like to use, but that just to be prepared to be able to have to wash your vehicles and to clean off front porches and things if the wind really picks up. But so far the contractors have done a fantastic job at mitigating dust, except for in those really high wind situations that we experience once or twice during the T.H. Johnson section. So
Thank you.
Thank you, Daniel.
Okay, Sandra asked, is the road being improved? Will the handicap be improved to the sidewalks? Yes, we are reconstructing some curb ramps as part of this roadway. So the curb ramps that are not ADA compliant will be reconstructed. We're also widening one section of sidewalk to improve the passing space. And I think there's some work at driveways where the pedestrian path is not compliant. We won't be adding new pedestrian facilities, but we'll be improving the existing facilities. Okay. Yeah, with that, Daniel, if you're good, I don't see any further questions, so I'll kick it back to you again.
That sounds good. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you, both of you. Again, if anyone has any questions, feel free to reach out to any of those three contacts there on the screen. And thank you so much for those of you who did attend live, and for those watching after the fact. I hope the project goes very smoothly, like TH Johnson has gone. And we look forward to driving on the beautiful new streets. So y'all have a wonderful evening.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, Brad.
Thank you.